YouTube, man, what it do? It's your boy McFashion in the house. And now, look, I told y'all I am trying to figure out ways to get more and better content out for y'all, especially when it comes to sports. Now, look, I'm going to be doing predictions for week 8 college football, but like, it's not going to be every game. It's going to be the most intriguing games to me. Like, it might be some games is no-brainers. Like, we all know somebody's about to go. Like, we all know, let me see, Army is probably about to go beat ECU. Like, that's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it becomes an upset, that's where I react to it as an upset. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to start off and go in order real quick. You know what I'm saying? I got my thoughts written down, so don't mind me looking down and stuff like that. Now, look, when it comes to the first game of the day, Miami Hurricanes versus the Louisville Cardinals. Now, Miami, they've been looking a little shaky these past couple of weeks. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because versus Cal, you got to factor in they traveling across the country from Miami. Then they playing on a different schedule late at night. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They had to come back. They won the game, whatever. The Virginia Tech game, that was a crazy game. But, every week is not going to be a blowout. There are going to be some games where teams are giving you your best shots. Now, this Louisville team, they're not pushovers. But me personally, when it came down to this one, this pick just comes down to this man, number 1 right here. Like I was saying, it came down to this man right here, Cam Ward. This is one of the Heisman front runners. I can't go against, bro. It's that simple. And then also, I just feel like Louisville might not put up enough points to keep up with that Miami offense. That Miami offense is electric. They're going to put up some points on you, but then that Miami defense is questionable on the back end at least. So that's going to be an interesting game, but I got to take Miami. That's easy. All right, so boom. Now we got Nebraska versus India. Now in this game, I think this is one of them games that is going to be a good game, but it's kind of a no-brainer for me. I'm going to go with Indiana. 6-0 team versus a 5-1 Nebraska. But what it really comes down to in this game is you look at Indiana's last 5 games. Now, just look at the points they've put up on their opponents. They're going out there to score 40 plus on you every game. Now, this game, it might be 35, but they're going to score about 4 touchdowns, or at least that's what it's looking like. Nebraska, last game, 14, you scored twice. Game before that, 4 touchdowns versus a Purdue team that's, they're struggling this year right now. Then, overtime win versus Illinois, whatever, Colorado. 28 points, but in the first half, y'all scored those 28 points. That second half, y'all got shut out. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that Nebraska offense is going to run into a team that's not really going for that. Defense might be kind of solid. I'm not going to say all the way solid, but I feel like the Indiana defense is going to hold their own for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to pick Indiana right there. All right, guys. So now we have Louisiana versus Coastal Carolina. Now, Sun Belt games are some of the hardest games to predict because I swear that conference is it's insane. Like, it's something new and crazy that happens every week. Something just catches you off guard. Like, ain't no way they just won. But me personally, this is Coastal Carolina's homecoming weekend. If I had to be biased, I'm an alumni. I'd go with Coastal winning this game. But Louisiana is on a roll. Only lost to Tulane, which is Tulane even good this year? What's up with Tulane? Let's see. They 4-2, so Tulane's a good team. Hung 33 on them. Louisiana, their quarterback, when I look at the quarterback, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I go CCU quarterback, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Your running back got 4, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a big rotation out there at CCU for running back. It's just, to me, I don't feel like the offense isn't electric enough. Like, why do you only have 8 touchdowns? That's one touchdown every week. We're in week 8. At least Louisiana, you might get 2 touchdowns, from you know what I'm saying, from them or whatever. So this game, I would just have to take Louisiana, but do not be surprised if Coastal Carolina wins this game. All right, y'all. So now we got South Carolina Gamecocks versus Oklahoma Sooners. Now, this game right here, you look at the matchup predictor right here. Matchup predictor is going 65% Oklahoma, 34% South Carolina. The matchup predictor clearly doesn't know what it's talking about. This South Carolina team could have easily beat Alabama last week. It's just that last play was like, what are y'all doing? Then the Ole Miss game, yeah, they lost 27-3. They could have easily beat LSU. That was a close game if they maintain that lead. So this is a South Carolina team, and we look, yeah, they're 3-3, but they really could have easily been 4-1. This Oklahoma team, do they have an offense? Hey, they ain't got no goddamn offense. Let's be real. They ain't got no offense. Oklahoma is going to lose this game just because they don't have an offense. South Carolina, they're going to come to play, and they're going to win that game. I got South Carolina by at least 2 touchdowns, easily. All right, so then we got Alabama versus Tennessee. Now, me personally, the matchup predictor, it won't go 54% Alabama. I'm with you. Me personally, this game's going to come down to a quarterback. You got Jalen Milroe, first round. It's looking like he's going in the first round versus Nico. Nico, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, because I know some of y'all might hop down in the comments, get on my head, whatever. Look, he's not ready. He is not ready for these big-time games. That Alabama defense, the back end of that defense is questionable, but I feel like once you get to the linebackers and the defensive linemen, they're solid. So if you're going to have to count on your quarterback to go at those DBs, and I don't really believe in him as much, I just feel like Alabama takes over this game. You know, you got Jalen Milroe. That offense is unstoppable. You got Ryan Williams. You hand that ball off to Miller. I mean, I feel like it's an easy Alabama game. Hopefully, I don't know. They have been looking shaky ever since that first half of that Georgia game. That second half, they let Georgia come back. They somehow kept the lead, and they got the lead taken away from them. They went, scored, whatever, locked up, whatever. Vanderbilt, they go out there, they lose. South Carolina, they almost lost last week. So this is going to be a good game. Do not get me wrong. But I think when it comes down to quarterback play, you got to go with Jalen Milroe on Alabama. More experienced that's just who I'm rocking with. All right, man. So now we got Michigan versus Illinois. Now, matchup predictor, we got damn near 60% Michigan, 40 for Illinois. Me, I'm going to go out here and tell you Illinois will win this game, and it's that easy. Now, let me tell you why Illinois wins this game. First off, me personally, I think Michigan sucks. Not the defense, that offense. And everybody knows that offense is very questionable. But me personally, you know what bet I'm going to look into? I'm going to have to look into Mullins, and I'm going to have to look into that Illinois defense. I think they got good DBs, but I don't know about that. Because Mullins is going to get the majority of the carries or whatever. That Michigan quarterback situation is going to fuck them in this game. That's that simple to me. You got Illinois, they out here winning. You know, they're putting up points. Pretty good defense, pretty solid. You know, held Penn State to 21. Penn State team, pretty solid, especially if you've seen what they did to USC last week. I mean, you're going to be able to put up points on this Illinois team, but Michigan can't put up points. So, I mean, it comes down to Michigan's defense holding that Illinois offense up. But I feel like Illinois is going to have a good day just passing, running. You got a good quarterback, only thrown 1 interception this year, 14 touchdowns. So he's making smart decisions with the ball. And I mean, it's just going to be interesting. You got Will Johnson. He's going to be guarding Pat Bryant this week. So, I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see what Illinois can cook up. But if they can get that offense going, they will beat Michigan. Michigan can't score that ball like that. But That's definitely going to be an interesting game, but I am going to take Illinois. All right, now we got Notre Dame versus Georgia Tech. Now, when we're looking at this game, the only reason this is like a questionable, interesting game is because that NIU game for Notre Dame, they have showed that they might fuck around and lose. Like, no matter how much you think Notre Dame gonna win, in the back of your head, the boy lost to NIU. You know what I'm saying? So I am gonna pick Notre Dame for this game. You know, ever since that NIU loss, they have been playing a different brand of football. But you gotta just keep it in your mind, like, nigga, they could easily get upset. You let NIU beat you, like, you know what I'm saying? So all that has to happen is that defense has to show up again, and they will win. Last week they held Stanford to 7 points. Louisville, good team right there. Damn, they scored 24 that week, 24-31. So, like I'm saying, Miami, I'm backtracking, but that Miami-Louisville game will come down to Cam Ward. Like, can he win them that game? Because that Miami defense is giving up points for sure. But, yeah, you see this defense, man. Miami, Ohio, 3 points. That's Miami, Ohio. Purdue, 7 points. And then NIU, it's not like they went out there and beat them all crazy. It just was 16-14. Now, when you get to this Georgia Tech team, you know, it's just like lost to Louisville, like whatever. Duke 14-24. UNC 41-34. But, like, UNC's not that good. Duke is a good team, but, like, they're not that good. You know what I'm saying? Louisville, they lost to Louisville. They lost to Syracuse. So they're losing to the good teams on their schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I'll easily take Notre Dame. All right, so now we got James Madison versus Georgia Southern. Now, the only reason why this game is interesting is because Georgia Southern is not a pushover team. They are 4-2. James Madison is 5-1. And it becomes interesting because JMU lost to Louisiana Monroe. Now, Louisiana Monroe is a good team this year, but come on, bruh. Like, Georgia Southern, they not playing with nobody in that Sun Belt for real. Matter of fact, who is their second loss to? They lost to Ole Miss, and then they lost to Boise State. Those are two good L's. You got Gene T, Boise State, and then that Ole Miss team, obviously an SEC team, number 5 team in the nation. That's a good L to have. Like, it's like, all right, whatever. Like, we'll take that. Now, when it comes to JMU, they did beat the hell out of UNC 70-50, but they lost that game to Louisiana Monroe. But I just like that Barnett dude, that quarterback, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's electric back there. I think this will be a good game, but I don't think the Georgia Southern offense has enough for James Madison. So I think James Madison will pull this game out, man. All right. So now we got Colorado versus Arizona. Now look here, man. Colorado, this is easily a 6-0 team in my opinion. Nebraska game, if they sit there and they go in the second half and they go score, not 1 touchdown, but obviously multiples. But, like, you know, they could have won the Nebraska game. The defense showed up in the second half. The Kansas State game was crazy. They could have won that game. This Colorado team could easily be 6-0 in my eyes. And I am a Deion Sanders dick rider, not gonna lie. Now, you got Arizona. Done lost 3 games. Kansas State, BYU, Texas Tech. My problem with this Arizona team, they have one weapon, 42 receptions, 742 yards, 4 touchdowns. But you're leading in receiving. The person leading in receiving from Colorado will be guarding you. The Heisman, one of the Heisman front runners. I believe this will be Travis Hunter's one of these Heisman moments for him. Like, we all know McMillan is a beast. So if Travis can hold him down, lock him up, this is a potential Heisman. Now, if McMillan's dumbing out on him, Travis, that Heisman, that shit's gone. But I think Travis Hunter is going to lock him up. Arizona's not going to be able to do nothing with the ball. And, I mean, Colorado's just going to win this game. Like, we got BYU putting up 41 on them. Texas Tech put up 28. They held Utah in check to 10, but Utah, they got a whole lot going on this season. Kansas State put up 31. But where is y'all scoring at? I feel like with this Colorado team, every game they're going to put up points, except for Nebraska. Every game they're going to put up points. It's all about who is going to put up those points with them and stay in the game. That's all it is. Me personally, I'm going to take Colorado, and ESPN is going to take them too. All right, now we got LSU versus Arkansas. We got a 5-1 LSU team versus Arkansas 4-2. Arkansas is not a pushover. As you can see on the ESPN matchup predictor, Arkansas do got about 45%. Now, in this game, I'll be taking LSU. Now, I'm taking LSU because Kyron Lacey is a beast. He's a fucking beast. But I also like Garrett. I don't know how to say his last name. I like Garrett back there at quarterback as well too. But what it really comes down to for me is I don't think Arkansas will put up enough points to, stay in the game with LSU. Like, you go look at this LSU team. That Ole Miss team over there they're a good team. They still go put up 29 on them, put up 42 on South Alabama, whatever. Put up 34 on UCLA, put up 36 on South Carolina, and then, Nicholls State 44, whatever. This Arkansas team wins, they put up 19. Texas A&M, they lose, they put up 17. Auburn, they win, put up 24. UAB, they go win, they put up 37, but that's UAB. Oklahoma State, they go lose in double overtime, but they put up 31. So you've had 2 overtimes to put up 31. LSU had 1 overtime to put up 20. They 29 last week. So if it was a 4-quarter game, they would have really put up 23. But me personally, I think that LSU offense, they just go out there every week and let loose and go play and run it up. And I just feel like Arkansas is not going to score enough points to keep up. So I take LSU in this game easy. All right, so boom. We got Kentucky versus Florida. Now, this ain't necessarily like a game that means anything. Like, both of these teams are 3-3 or whatever. But, like, if you just love football, this just one of them things. Like, you got to see what happens in this game. Right here on the matchup predictor, we got a 40% Kentucky comes out with this dub. 59% Florida comes out with the dub. Now, me, I'm just here to disobey that one. I'm going to take Kentucky. Now, I think I looked at the injury report. I'm pretty sure Eugene Wilson, he's probably out this game, and then Mertz is out for the rest of the season maybe, unless I seen something that's totally wrong. But I'm pretty sure Mertz is out with a knee injury or something like that. So I'm going to take Kentucky. I feel like this team could have easily been 4-1. You go look at these games. Georgia, 13-12, lost by a point. Vanderbilt last week. Maybe if they would have buckled up, maybe if they would have buckled up, went in there ready to play. But Vanderbilt is playing good football right now. They just went and beat Alabama, so that's a good team as well. But 2013, that's not a bad L. And then South Carolina, if they did not underestimate that South Carolina team, I feel like that would have been a win as well. So when it comes to Kentucky, I feel like they're going to go out there and beat Florida. All right, man. So we got North Texas versus Memphis. And when it comes to this game, I feel like this is an easy game to pick for. But ESPN doesn't know that one, obviously. Yeah, ESPN got Memphis 73%. I just feel like when you look at these teams, both really good teams, but I just would have to take the offense into, account. Like, when you go offense, this might be, I want to say his name is Chad Morris. 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. My nigga, God, he's out there taking chances to win. Now, Hennigan, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, whatever. Like, that's cool. But then you look at that North Texas offense, and every week they go out there to score that ball. That's why they're going out there to take chances. Now, this Memphis team it looks like this defense might be cold. But when you really look at who they're playing, Troy, suspect team. FSU, they are terrible. Navy, they lost to Navy and got 56 points put up on them. You go to Middle Tennessee, I don't think they're any good. You go to USF, don't think they're any good. They have not been playing any good teams to me. And I just feel like North Texas, they haven't been playing good teams either, don't get me wrong. We got FAU, Tulsa, Wyoming, lost 66-21 versus Texas Tech. But every week they go out there, they're putting up points. You see what I'm saying? So me personally, I'm gonna take North Texas in this one. And I'm showing this game because to me, this is the sleeper game of the week. Alright guys. Now if you've stuck around this far in the video, make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video, and I really appreciate you. But now for the game you've been waiting on. Georgia versus Texas. Me personally, this game is an easy pick for me. Don't make this harder than it has to be. We got ESPN, matchup predicted. They're taking Texas 76%. Georgia only gets a 23% chance? Yo, when I look at this Texas team, you look at who they played. Michigan, UTSA, ULM, Mississippi State, Oklahoma. These are not good teams. Yeah, now I'm not saying Texas ain't good or whatever. They're a good team. But this is Georgia we're talking about. Georgia. Mississippi State, yeah, they struggled with them, whatever. They won the game. Carson Beck went out there, played his ass off. They got a chance to go back to the crib and fix up whatever problems going on. Auburn, 31-13, whatever. Alabama, they lost that game, but let's not forget they came back from being down, ended up taking the lead, but Alabama just won the game. Now Kentucky, 13-12. I think Kentucky's a good team myself, but you put these teams against these teams, then all of these teams probably win, obviously, except for Tennessee Tech, whatever. But let's not act like this still ain't Georgia now. I just feel like Georgia is a week-to-week thing. Like, you don't know what Georgia you going to get what week. And I think versus Mississippi State, they played so bad that Kirby ain't going to have that this week. This is going to be a different week. I feel like Georgia already lost a big game. Especially, I feel like the last game, Mississippi State, the way they were playing might have been they're already focused on Texas. Like, they know they can't lose this one. Alabama, they just lost to Alabama. You lose to Texas, you got more on that schedule. I'm pretty sure Georgia might play Ole Miss. Either Ole Miss or LSU's on that schedule. And them is two hell of a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't see Georgia losing this game. I do think it's going to be one of those 28-31 games, but I'm going to go Georgia. I'm going to rock out Georgia all the way. But I really appreciate y'all for just watching this video. This is the first of many of these type of videos to come. You know, I got to figure out how, like, I want to do it all. Like, do I want to start bringing on a guest to talk? Do I want to go live and talk about these games to interact with y'all? And I keep bringing up the live. Maybe I really need to do that. But, you know, these are just my picks for week 8 college football. You know, make sure you get it down, active in that comment section. I mean, this is more of a I told you so before it happened. Trust. About 90% of these picks are going to be right. But anyways, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.